Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Everton face Bournemouth at Goodison Park. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it easy to keep up to date with transfer news, scores and stats in one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. Okay, Bournemouth directly below us in the table. Yeah, which, whatever. They're in 12th, we're in 11th. But
mid-table battle.
It's very much a mid-table battle. But always interesting games. These always tight, but with goals.
Hugh and 0-0.
No, I don't think this is going to be a 0-0. I don't think either team have got 0-0.
We don't keep clean sheets, so there you go. Yeah, it is, apart from the 6-3, which was the closest 6-3 I've ever been to.
Unbelievable.
They are tight games. There's normally,
but with goals.
Well, they've always had a goal in. Yeah, but they're always quite tight. You know, last season both teams won 2-1 at home. This season we had the 2-2. We should have won it really. Nathan Baines, looking at you. And then obviously the season before we'd lost early 1-0 down at their place, and then we beat them 6-3 at home. So neither team
year before.
Yeah, neither teams managed an away win, and we couldn't do it this year. So
we did in the FA Cup. Let's just throw that in there. People
that was in the Premier League. Yeah. Premier League head-to-head, Everton have won 3, Bournemouth have won 2, and there's been 2 draws. There's 7 games they've met. So that even that record tells you how tight it's been. Good side though, good, nice football and stuff.
Well, a lot of people sort of championed Eddie Howe for the Everton job. Personally, I always thought it was too early in terms of experience, and I know there's not much between Marco Silva in terms of, I suppose, age and Premier League experience. It's just that Marco Silva has had a little bit more worldly experience, I'd say. You know, Portugal and Greece and 2 teams in the Premier League. But I think the philosophies are very much the same. Play the same way all the time. No matter what, no matter what the score is, no matter, and I think that's the thing with Bournemouth, isn't it? It's very hard sometimes to put your finger on what they're going to be like, because if they play at the best, they can be a really good side. But when they're at the worst, they're a little bit like us. They're so open, and they try to be attacking. That if you catch them on the right day, you've got the potential to score goals.
Well, a pair of us were on the end of a Tottenham hammering over Christmas, weren't we? We had a 6-2 and they had a 5-0 within a couple of days of each other. And I suppose that's Bournemouth are like that. Liverpool done them 4-0 again. Done them 4-0 last couple of years at their own place. But they're capable of going and beating teams, because they do play nice football. They've got a good side. Not many stars, but Eddie Howe's got them playing in a way that they all understand, and they're all good at it. And that's, if anything, that shows you what stability can bring you with an ethos of way of playing and a bit of stability. Okay, the pressure, would he get that time at a top 6 club, even at Everton, with the way they've bobbed around? I don't know, but he's done brilliantly. This is a team that have come up from, come through the leagues and established now in the Premier League. When people talk about teams getting relegated, who Bournemouth aren't one who you always think they'll be alright regardless, even if it was 14th, 15th, which I think they're a better side than that anyway. So he's done a really good job. He's got some good players, and in terms of Premier League experience, he's got more. Obviously he's been 4 years in the Premier League, but like you say, Marco Silva has had success in Portugal, and has gone on to Greece and won the league there and stuff, and then he's gone to his 3rd Premier League club. So he's probably more worldly, like you say, but Eddie Howe is a good coach.
Yeah, I think something you just said there is interesting. It is that idea of, because there isn't any pressure at Bournemouth, to just he can just get on with his job. I suppose I see a lot of similarities in terms of the job he's doing when Moyes was at Everton. The expectation, I think, when Moyes was in charge, because there was no money, it wasn't massive. It was let him get on with it and create an expectation. I think that's what Moyes done, and I think that's what he's starting to do at Bournemouth. He's starting to create that expectation now. And it's not an unrealistic expectation. It's just that fans go and think, well, we're going to be entertained today, and they expect that. So, but I think the fans are still, well, I think they're very, very happy with it. Why wouldn't they be? You know what I mean? They okay, some weeks it's good, some weeks it's bad. You know, I think the last league game they had, you know, was the 3-3 with Watford at home, which was a complete mad game. 6 goals in the first half. They expect that now, so he's allowed to build. Maybe the fact that the extra pressure isn't there might see them never quite get to where they want to go. I mean, I'm not saying top 6. I just mean maybe stability around 7th and 8th all the time. But you never know. I just know that whoever comes in after him, the job's going to be really, really big for them, because he's going to leave a big seat to fill. But I just think that difference with Everton is quite interesting. Like, I'm not saying I don't want expectation at Everton. You just always wonder whether, if you took that expectation away, which way would it go? You know, would the manager be able to just get on with things and be fine, or with that lack of expectation, suddenly people would rest on the laurels at Everton, which is what we've seen in the past, where you go, well, there's no expectation, so we don't have to buy this player or do this or get a new ground.
Do you feel like there's been no expectation? No, so I don't.
I
feel like there's been mad expectation for it.
Not when Moyes was in charge. I don't think there was. I think the expectation, because he delivered. I don't think anyone ever said, when we were finishing like 5th and 6th, I don't think anyone was going, and it might be just a difference in the time we live in, but I don't think anyone was saying we should be finishing 4th. Why aren't we finishing 4th? People used to say we're one striker away, and we're very happy with, you know, Bill Kenwright and stuff because of that. But I don't think that's expectation. I think that was just anger in that, look what this manager is striving to do, and you're putting blocks up in front of them. Now, whether that was real or not, I don't think that's expectation. I think that's just perceiving where we could have been. Whereas I think now it's a little bit different, because the money's there. It's like, why aren't we doing that? Why are we struggling? The owner said it himself this week. He's not happy with 11th place. And he's saying, I'm giving you all you need to get us towards that top 6. Why aren't we getting it? So if the manager if the owner's saying it, then I suppose he's expecting it, so everyone else should expect it.
Yeah, I think, you know, I've always felt the expectation at Everton because of growing up with what I saw, and then working there and talking to people across, you know, when I was in the ticket office and stuff, and people were going, we're Everton, we should be winning leagues and we should be winning. So I think there's always been that kind of I'm not saying people expect us to win the league, but with Moyes, maybe it wasn't as the way it was now, because we were 5th and 6th. If Everton would have been 10th and 11th, he wouldn't have survived.
Of course.
Because the people wouldn't have had it. There would have been an uproar with him, and because, but he over-delivered really with the tools he had. Well, he was a very good coach, whether people rewrite it or don't. Yeah. He was a very good coach, and he was allowed, but again, the stability, he was allowed that by Bill Kenwright knowing what a good job he was doing and realising he didn't really have much money to give him. So then, because he was allowed that time, he created a team that was always able, and obviously Man City money wasn't there, and Tottenham weren't as strong as they are now. So after the Sky 4, it was easier for Everton to bob around there.
Bournemouth had a bit of a run like us. You know, we've only had one win. You know, for
one win in 8, isn't it?
Bournemouth
like
had a month.
A shame, I think.
Yeah.
1 win in 7. Yeah.
I think they lost last week in the cup as well, didn't they? To
Brighton.
So I think this is a really important game for us. I think we really have to come into this one flying. You know, we'll have had 8 days to recover. The manager will have taken all that information he's learned in the last few weeks and hopefully put that into the team. And I think we really have to come out and be out the blocks, because they will be. They've got a couple of new players in their squad as well. Solanke and Klein. I mean, you can't really, you know, we've seen this before.
Of course.
You know, Danny Ings springs to mind. So I think we've got to really be at it on Sunday, because I think if we can pick up this is a team. I mean, if they were to beat us, they go above us, and suddenly that's again another place. You know, if Brighton do their job on Saturday, they could go above us as well. So we've got to start looking at because we've got this game and then we've got Southampton and then we'll have the trip to Millwall, which is looking like it's a half-5 Saturday game apparently.
It's on the Saturday. I don't know if it's 12:30 or 5:30.
Then we've got Huddersfield on the Tuesday. So we've got games there we should be winning, and if we win, the way that middle is at the moment. I mean, I keep thinking back to the Leicester game. If we'd beaten Leicester that day, we'd be 7th right now, and I think if we were 7th in the 4th round of the FA Cup, people would be thinking about things
differently,
very, very differently.
I think people would be looking at United and going, well, they go to Spurs next week, and if they have a bump and we win, do you know what I mean? So it can change very quickly,
and that's why we've got to start picking up results, not 1, 2, 3 back to back. You look at Wolves. That's what they did over the Christmas period.
They did it in September and October, or October, November. We won 3 games on the run, and all of a sudden it was like, these can get in the top 6 here. From nowhere, because we got those wins. If we were to lose again on Sunday, that'd be 3 home defeats on the run. That's what you're forgetting. People are forgetting it. So.
I think, and we've said this before. Not our expectation, but our hope this season, and maybe for the next couple of seasons, is get 7th. Hope that, and you look at the way the other teams are doing. Hope that one of the top 6 wins. If we don't win the FA Cup, one of the other top 6 wins it. And wins, and looks like the League Cup's going to be won by one of the top 6 as well. So that's it's going to push it down to 7th place. And
one of the top 6 aren't in the FA Cup anymore.
Well,
so it's a 5. So we've got 5 to look for, and us.
So let's hope that and that's what, for me, I look at 6 now and I just think, well, that's not to worry about. That gap is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's 7th place, and you look at the likes of Wolves, who look good against top 6 teams, but then against everyone else look a little bit ropey. You look at Leicester. We played them New Year's Day. I didn't think they were anything special. They won a couple of tough games and then lose a couple of again mad.
West Ham,
hot and cold, score goals, and then getting beat by the likes of
Drew with Brighton at home, then 2-0 down,
beat by Burnley.
Burnley.
I look at all those teams,
and they've got Arsenal this weekend, and Arsenal need to win.
I look at Burnley as well, and I look at Bournemouth as well. I think, well, you are like us. They're all everyone between 7th and 14th at the moment. They're just struggling for that consistency, because it's the play, and that's probably comes down to the squad more than anything, not having that consistency of squad, so you can go out there every week and maybe make a couple of changes. But I think we've got this is the time now, especially in this run of games, where we've got to be picking up wins, getting the confidence, and if we pick up a couple of wins back to back, soon everyone will be like, yeah, we're looking upwards, looking at that 7th place, ahead of the 4th round of the FA Cup. And
it's a different world then, isn't it?
It is, and it gives the manager that breathing space to just do his job.
I just think this is a real big test for us on Sunday, because they are a good side. They've had the rest the same as us. They've got players that can hit you. There's a big concern over Ryan Fraser for them. He's a very good player. In fact, he's had 9 assists this season so far. He's one.
Is he not the biggest link between 2 players, him and Callum Wilson? Is it
Callum Wilson? So he's up there in the top assist. In fact, I think he's the top assister in the Premier League. So if he doesn't make it for them, that's a big miss for them, because he always tore us apart at Bournemouth last Christmas. So that's a big one for them, and hopefully we've just got to get back to winning ways. As good a side as these are, they let you play football. They're 2 very similar sides. So this is a team we, without being disrespectful to them, and they'd say the same if it was at their place, this is a game we've got to win. They're around us, they're our rivals, so we've got to beat them. You have to beat the teams around you.
For me, I think this will be a game where it's whoever takes the chances, and that's what we've got to start doing, becoming clinical. If you only get 2 or 3 chances a game, you've got to be hitting the target with all 3 of them, or all 2 of them, whatever, because we're just not clinical enough. And I think that could be the difference in a game like that, is that they've got someone they've got a couple of decent strikers up front who got good movement, make good runs, and tend to hit the targets a lot, and we don't seem to do that. So that's again something we've got to do.
What's mad is though, Callum Wilson, obviously the quotes, people are quoting 50 million, and he, hopefully then conversations continue over the next couple of days and he's unsettled. But I had a look at the head-to-head with Richarlison this morning, and Richarlison's better than they both got 9 goals.
Yeah.
Callum Wilson's got more assists, and I think he's got 4 or 5 assists actually. Richarlison's got 1, but for everything else, Richarlison's better at everything else: passing, shooting, accuracy, runs, ran more, won headers, won tackles. So when people are quoting 50 million, saying we should get Callum Wilson, well, we've got our own lad who's got 9 goals in 20 games and has got better numbers. So
will Callum Wilson ruin the transfer market?
I don't know.
Okay.
Possibly, but he's done well. Like Callum Wilson obviously had to come back from a couple of terrible injuries to establish himself in the Premier League as a good striker, and he's one you've got to look out for. Solanke, obviously because of the link, is one you'd have to look out for. Joshua King, who I really like, is another one who you'd have. So they've got dangerous players, but Everton have got very dangerous players.
It's down to.
What do we do?
It's great. It's great. It'd be great to sit here and go, they're only Bournemouth and we're Everton and we should be going on to beat them. But I don't think that about any team. We're too long in the tooth to say that about anybody, because we know that that's not how football works, and it's certainly not how Everton works.
No. Our inconsistency is
our consistency.
That's it. That's what we're really good at, being inconsistent. So, therefore, cue a 5-0 Everton win and a brilliant performance, because you just don't know what you're going to get. And Bournemouth are very, very similar. So it should be a good open game. I expect it to be the goals in it, like you said, and hopefully we're the ones.
We've got to start finding that consistency, though, haven't we? Do you know, even like at a base level, we've got to find a consistency in our play, because
from a season defining, this to me is a season defining game, and that people might look and go, but it is really, because we've got Bournemouth at home, Wolves at home, and then the next 5 after that are all teams in the top 6, the next 5 home games, and then we finish with Burnley. So if we were to not win this one and then Wolves, then we're going to have to start winning away games. Otherwise, we are going to finish where we are or lower, which is totally unacceptable for the outlay we've made. So it's about building Goodison Park back up again and making it so people go, it is a tough place to come here. The last 2 games, Leicester, listen, it was a flip of a coin. It was a bad performance by both teams. Vardy took the one chance, we blew our chances. Spurs, they were brilliant and we were naive. But Everton in general at home have been very good. The West, up until Tottenham, we'd lost 1 game in about 15 at home. That was West Ham. So we've been a bit soft the last couple of home games. So we have to get back, and it starts on Sunday. We've got to win the game, and if we win the game, 30 points on Sunday night, you start looking up then and going, right, what can we do? We go to Southampton next in the bottom 3. We should be beating them. It's a tough game, but we should be beating them. Huddersfield at bottom, we should be beating them. If Everton could win those next 3, you're right, we'd have 36 points. Next minute you'd be going, what are United on, 41 or something? We're not far away from them. But what we've done is we've put a gap between 10th and us now, and that gives a safety net for when you do play those bigger sides at home, Man Cities and the like. So
just got to start picking up wins, haven't we? Get that, it's as simple as that. Just got to get back to winning ways, because
got to play. For me now, we've got to start. We've got a little bit of a situation. We've got to start playing. The players have got to step up to the mark now and start putting in 8s instead of being 6.5s or whatever. We've got to start having a few weeks where where we're sitting here and going, what a performance that was. Everyone was on it there. And we haven't had too many of them days yet, really, where we've been able to sit here and go, you know what, everyone was on that. Don't get me wrong, we've had some good performances, but we haven't had any consistent performances where we could, you could 2 of our final words on the run wouldn't be the same, because we've been a little bit hit and miss. But the thing is arresting this little slide we're on, because we've lost as many in the last month than we did in the first 4 months.
I think what we've got to do is, just finally, is we've got to start just like churning out churning out victories.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not
Bog standard 2-0.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we
no, that's what we got to start doing. Goal in the first half, goal in the second half.
Game
you know,
done.
Get the game done. And I know that's
some clean sheets for the
I know that's I know that's easier said than done, but that's what any team that wants to finish in the top 6, 7, whatever, you know, strive for. It's just you turn up and you beat a team. You get the measure of them. You get the first goal, and then you go out and try and get the second goal. Whereas we've far too many times have got the first goal and then just gone, yeah, okay, what do we do now? And let teams back in the game.
What would we be saying if there was a club like us spending the money and where we are? We'd be going, they should be much higher with the resources they've got and some of the players they've got, but they're and we are a shop centre at the moment. You know, got to get back to defending, clean sheets, and then, like you say, just winning the game. So it's going to be a tough one, though, and a clean sheet would be lovely, but I wouldn't hang me hat on it. Not at all.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you confident of beating Bournemouth, getting back to winning ways, and hopefully hitting a bit of a run and a bit of form in the next few weeks and months? Let us know your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed, please do click the bell for alerts, and if you want more great videos, go and join us on Patreon. We'll see you later.